Hello, beautiful people of the Cellar. All right, so y'all hanging in there with me. I appreciate it. Y'all have no idea. Let me take this out. Y'all have no idea because I know that in these past couple of weeks, probably just this month period, right? Um, things have been interesting. So that's neither here nor there. We are here today. And today we're going to talk about a brag board. Now, in one of the signs readings the other day, it came up about a brag board because there was something that I don't remember what sign it was, but I remember writing it down during that time that I was going to talk to y'all about creating a brag board. Now, you have a vision board about the goals that you want to accomplish, um, visualizations of what it is that you want to attain in this earthly realm, right? Or it can be spiritual, it can be something mental, whatever it is. You may have a vision board already set up for your what you want to accomplish. So I'm coming in today to ask that you create a board of accomplishments that you have already um, mastered or done, right? You've already manifested in your life. Now, from the smallest to the greatest thing is just, it depends on you and how you go about creating a brag board, right? Because I know we've talked about this before about, sometimes people will forget about your accomplishments. People will forget. And these are people in close proximity to you. They've grown up with you. And it's like sometimes they forget. So it's not about them, right? It's about you and pushing yourself forward and knowing that you do have the ability to make things happen because you've done it before. Okay? Whatever. But you've done it before, right? So when you create your brag board, choose an area of your life, a goal that you want to accomplish, and create from that, build on that, right? So there are things that you've accomplished that lead up to the goal that you want to accomplish. Now, there are things that you have mastered that lead up to the thing that you are working on mastering, right? What was the self-discipline that you use to get those things done, or what have you? You can go through all of the things that you can sit with what you've accomplished and all the things that you went through if you so choose. I do recommend some things to go along with this, but just a second. I don't want to get ahead of myself. So what this will do is give you a visual representation, or if you're anything like me, it's a written representation of your accolades, right? Things that you have done that will be able to, it's like a cheerleader, right? This is the pom-poms and the cheerleader skirt, all of the to-dos, the pom-poms on the shoes, all of the movement that goes into celebrating your accomplishments and knowing that that same celebration, if not more, will come with this next goal or accomplishment that you have. And this also works to not, this helps you to not seek outside validation for the decisions that you are making as well, because more than likely, you had those negative thoughts and emotions and feelings and all of the to-dos, right? Things may have come up against you when you were trying to accomplish whatever the goal was. There may have been so many things, right? So it's like, okay, if I made it through that, I can make it through this. It's just that I have to view it differently, because we do realize with our real eyes that oftentimes we experience some of the same things. They just come from different faces, places, and situations. But it's kind of like when they say different levels, different devils, right? And um, whatever it is that was part of the oppressing force to try and keep you from accomplishing something, doing something, stepping outside of the box, being uniquely you, whatever it may be, this board will push you further. And I do remember in that read, I said something to the effect of, remember when you were younger, and whether you had a grandma, aunt, your mom, your dad, whoever, there was someone who reminded you of an accomplishment that you made, right? Whether they pinned it to the refrigerator, whether they, clap louder than other people when you walked across the stage, whatever that is, right? This is part of your cheering squad, whether they are still cheering for you or not. All right. And we do hear oftentimes about how delusional you have to be to accomplish some stuff, right? Because there's so many naysayers and nagging things and nouns, right, that can possibly try and hold you back from accomplishing what it is that you are meant to accomplish. So a brag board will be excellent for this. So you have your vision board, and you can also have your brag board to reinforce what it is that you are visualizing, what it is that you are going after, what it is that you are seeking outside of yourself to stand more fully in your purpose and get things done. All right. So you want to make sure that you place it in your view, for your mental, visual, and emotional consumption. You want to take a few seconds, if not 5 minutes, to really entertain your accomplishments, and then look into, because that will help to reinforce how strongly you visualize, and that push, that oomph that you need to get something done, right? Especially if you got to take finals or something like that. That can be damning, because oftentimes when you are at the finish line, with accomplishing a goal, that's kind of when, the bricks get heavy, right? That's kind of when the thoughts get heavy, the energy gets heavy, and you just feel like you get to dragging your feet and like, I just don't know if I can go. How much more of this will I have to endure before I cross the finish line? And so you want to push yourself, right? I was watching some track and field shorts a few weeks ago, and it just came to mind when Shakari Richardson, it's like she gets more go right toward the end. Well, it looks like the end to me, but it be like in when you are racing in the race, it can be detrimental if you slow down, if somebody is right on your heels. And it's something about kicking into overdrive right at the right when you are like, it looked like steps away from the finish line, but we know that they be running their ass off, okay? And a half of it can be a yard that they have to run, but to us it doesn't look like a lot, but it's a lot when it comes to um finishing strong, right? Which is something that I had to come to terms with this Patreon, because I was really supposed to end this last month. All right. So write a mini speech for your accomplishments, and the way that you I would recommend, it's on you how you write your speech, but you write your speech in a way that the Most High is introducing you to us, and um, telling you that you've made it, telling us that you made it, and all of the things that you had to endure, whether it was childbirth, because childbirth is one of the main things that is just like, if you can make it through that, I don't know if people really understand how um, deadly childbirth can be. You know what I'm saying? That is like a lot of trauma, and you're putting yourself through, you're being put through um, a lot of things to bring a child into this world. So if that's one of your major accomplishments, it's going to be important that you walk back through that process, because even with being in labor for all of that time, that's why women be so tired the first 3 months. Well, in this day and age, everybody want to snap back so fast. Everybody want to get back on the grind, and that's part of programming, when you're really supposed to take your time and really allow your body to get back to itself, right? I don't care how strong you think you are. I don't care how resilient you are. It's important to take time out to be in your Empress energy during pregnancy as well as after. But that's neither here nor there, because I know that some people cannot do that because they have to get back to work or what have you. All right. So write a mini speech, like an introductory speech to all the accomplishments that you are using to push you forward when it comes to your goals and your vision. This will help you to unlock your even more of your potential, you see. Um, Make sure that you go into your feelings about this, because what happens is you um, will feel all of the feels. You will remember all of the things that um, from things people told you that, oh, people like you don't shouldn't do this, that, and the other, or people, you're not smart enough, or you're too young, you're too old. You know what I mean? And it's like you showed them, bitch. Okay. It can be 4 to 10 things, right? Because you want to, even if it's just small things that you've mastered. I feel like there's no such thing as a small thing, because when you think about it, we've grown through so much in our lives, and we've matured in so many areas, and we've accomplished so much. Like, when's the last time you met someone who hasn't accomplished anything? Everyone has accomplished something, good, bad, or indifferent, right? But we are looking at the good, the things that make us who we are, the things that make us whole, separate, and unique, the things that push us even further to into not having any remorse or regrets about what it is that we have decided to do and how we have decided to do it, which is in alignment with our assignment. We didn't need permission from nobody to be in our greatness. We didn't need permission from anyone to step out on faith. We didn't need permission from a human, because that's a big problem these days. A lot of people want humans to tell them that they are doing the right thing. They want humans to lord over them because they don't want to take matters into their own hands and really be in a space where it's okay to be you. A lot of people don't want that. I know I'm not talking to any of those people. I'd be damn, I don't think so. Y'all wouldn't have been in here this long if I was talking to those types of people. I'm here to be of encouragement and empowerment for you, honey, because I know that you are on the right track. I know that you are doing things as a matter of fact. You are listening and glistening, which glistening takes me into my blue hair, because I'm feeling blue. So we got blue hair coming. And so with that blue hair, I was like, I need glitter. I need glitter to just sprinkle about, okay, in my fairiness, okay? Um, the things that, at least 3 of the things that you put up on your brag board, need to have something to do with um, the person that translates and connects to the person that you are. Whether you are becoming this person, you just know that this is a part of where you are going. You don't know what's on the other side of this and what it really feels like and looks like, but you know that it is doable, because if you had not been given the gift of discernment, you had been given the gift of um, instructions, divine instructions, right? That means that, it's doable on your end. Now, when it comes to your childhood and how these things, like, make sure that something from your childhood that you accomplish is in there as well, because what happens is it reminds you of the beauty of imagination. It reminds you of the beauty of being just delusional enough. You know, little kids have this thing about them where all of the magic that lies in them, they believe it. Ever lose that magic. Don't ever lose that innocence that will have you like, I believe, and I am going to move forward. Because one of the many tricks, of course, of bad building friends is to dummy down, abuse. It's child abuse, inner child abuse, inner child abuse. And oftentimes, the minions of bad building friends have been so abused and have not done the self development. They have not, chosen to evolve. So they sit in their abuse and think it's okay. If I hurt, others must hurt. Well, I'm not talking to any of them bitches, okay? I'm talking to y'all who are of growth and truth. And I really want to um, remind you of the beauty of who you are. Remind you of how important it is for you to continue to be unique. Remind you of the importance of your growth. remind you of the importance of your maturity in a childlike way as well. Because if you begin to take things too serious, it will reflect in your life in fucked up ways. We don't ask for that. We don't want that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Water has been such a friend to me since the whole ordeal with being whatever the fuck was going on. All right. But it has been a big to do, even more so, honey. Staying hydrated overall. Because I was drinking a whole lot of teas. Well, y'all know the tonics and tinctures and shit I was drinking with, star anise and catnip and just whatever concoction I was led to create from the Mystic Pantry here that in this house. Baby, that water is something else, honey, because I was looking, I was like, oh, it's getting a little dry. Like, shit, girl, get it together. All right, so make sure that y'all meet us in New Orleans. The ground is welcoming us. The earth is welcoming at this time. All right, and that may be something that I need to discuss in the future. Especially if you go to different places and things of that nature, right? Angels, what information do you have here? Oh, excuse me. Start happening, I start talking to y'all, which is very important for me to talk to y'all, because it helps to clear me out so that I don't have to, because there is so much to discuss, and I do understand that I can't discuss all of the things, okay? But there's so much to discuss. There's so much that yes. So listen, check this out. So with a lot of these videos that are artificial, that are AI generated, because the learning that they've been doing over the course of the last 30 years, well, probably more than that, but over the course of the last 30 years, but also with what has been integrated into um, programming and conditioning and behavioral patterns and learning emotions and how to communicate with people, or also subliminally tell them some shit like what if they're using artificial intelligence, has been they've been mastering that to the point of um, a lot of artificial intelligence has been generating a lot of content. Nothing wrong with that, right? Of course. Oh, that reminds me of what I want to read to y'all. Damn. Hope I can remember which one it was. With that artificial intelligence and the way that the programming and conditioning works, you have to be careful, all right? And it's bad enough that, with the dopamine hits that come with Reels and TikTok and all of those things, you have to be very mindful and very careful that you do not stop journaling, that you do not stop connecting with other people and learning more about yourself and the world through interacting with other people. Yes, you may have a job that you interact with people on a regular basis. Okay, cool. But also with, just even with people in close proximity to you, learning different cultures, all of the things, right? Getting out and about and just, really meeting and greeting the people. And I think this is the one I wanted to read. All right. So yeah, because this came up in, I think, the mudras, something similar to this about, I mean, not the mudras, but the all signs reads on YouTube. So when it comes to, a lot of people don't want human interaction because they've been hurt so much, and part of your growth has to do with interacting with others, right? You don't have to interact with them all the damn time if you don't want to, because a lot of people are, when they go into hermit mode, they just want to disconnect from the world. It's just too heavy. They don't have boundaries to the point where they're not picking up on everything that's around them and all of the to-dos of the world. And, because there's a lot of, what do you call it? Tampering with the witnesses, which is false flags and all types of information and to-dos out here that's trying to get the people riled up to harvest their energy as well as control the narrative. So, anyways, make sure that you are interacting with people. So, this is a number 8 in the I Ching, the holding together, the unity, and just hear it out, okay? We are individuals with very different dispositions, problems, and talents. And yet, we are the same when it comes to wanting to be a member of a greater community. You too need the company and the mirror of people to evolve. The company and mirror of people to evolve. Don't hesitate for too long, for if you miss the correct point in time and come too late, you will miss important experiences that mark a society and keep it together. In addition, your personal range of action will be limited if you always act as an individual. If you think that you are a born leader, reflect that this brings with it responsibility. Carefully test whether you have the prerequisites. I always fuck that word up. If you have the proper the prerequisites. Somebody told me how to say it right, but if I don't use the word all the time, I'm gonna fuck it up because what? Okay. Now, or prerequisites for this, or will you only cause confusion and harm your reputation? Only when each person feels that he or she is fully accepted in a group and honored due to his or her talents will the society be intact and beneficial. What you can achieve together, you would never have managed on your own. So be mindful of that. Each one needs one, each one reach one, each one teach one, each one boom, boom, boom. All right? Take that how you want to, how it applies to your situation. What information do you have here for these beautiful folks here in the cellar, as well as myself? We all like it. Oh, 10. The tribe of the kindred. It's cute. I carry your heart. I carry it in mine. Okay. All right. Girls got roses in their hair. I need to put me a little flower girl because y'all know I got them sunflowers in there that I had in my hair for the YouTube, the Instagram that me and the beautiful Yutunde of Set Ayet House did. This is what's interesting. I remember the last time I had was running around with that flower in my hair, but it was in a wig that was unkempt. Like this one is unkempt, but it's more acceptable. But the other wig that I was wearing it in, it just looked like a bird's a nest. Okay, and I remember people looking like it's like whatever. I don't give a fuck. Okay, I just remember that, and I remember how I was still just didn't give a fuck. You hear me? Cause it's times in your life where you just I don't give a fuck. Life is short. And I'm enjoying having this nappy looking ass wig on my damn head with a flower in it, hope. Okay, and because that also helps me to remember, like honestly, that also helps me to remember that how judgmental people are, right? And the reason that I need help with remembering that because I myself have to remember that everybody is not light and love. Okay, because oftentimes you can get so caught up in just the beauty of everything, but you have to be grounded and brought back to reality to protect yourself. I was listening to somebody the other day and she said there's something going on with Pluto, whatever the planets are doing, and I did say that I'm going to stop talking about astrology because I be confusing shit. Because this is the week that tomorrow, the 20th, is when Mars moves into Gemini, right? And the thing about that is, you know, the enemy tries to get ahead of what's going to happen, so much so that it's just so ridiculous to me, you know. So there's going to be a lot of people trying to use this Mars and Gemini energy and stuff to cause confusion. And for those of you who do have a spiritual channel, well, now I've come to realize that it's not just spiritual channels, it's the energy that's just put out, period. But it's people who are in the truth, you see. And even if some of them haven't stepped fully into their truth, but they're well on their way, they be trying to stop that shit, bitch, before it even, I don't know what, before you can even get to the point where you're supposed to be, they already be working on trying to stop you from getting there, put roadblocks up and stuff like that. So that's neither here nor there, but they have been trying to work with that as much as possible to get ahead of a lot of the things that people are about to step more fully into. So, anyways, the astrologer the other day, and I forget, I know it was something about Mars and Gemini, but it was something else because these astrologers be popping up on my thing ever so often. The ones that I am actually subscribed to, who haven't been tampered with as of yet, because once a person tampered with, I go on and stop watching for a little while. Cause yeah, so um. she was saying that there's going to be a lot of falls of the dark lords, the dark overlords, the dark leaders. And that's already been coming into play in this past year or what have you, whatever. Because once you make it to a certain point of realization and actualization and really see things from a certain perspective, you begin to notice that no matter how many fall, there's going to be some that come and replace them, or their fall isn't as significant, because when people have been brainwashed, and it's so sad, when people have been brainwashed to the point of not being aware, not even necessarily self-aware, it's just awareness. They begin to make excuse for their abuser, right? It's the same thing. Stockholm syndrome is what they say it is, right? Same shit, but she said that there's a lot that's about to be taking place. But what what I wanted to say was she made a comment, because that's about, what I was saying about the flower in my hair and the wig that was all disheveled or what have you, making me look like I just done been up and through there, honey. Um she said she no longer is a believer about this whole light versus dark thing, which is interesting with her being an astrologer and knowing the depths of the bullshit and the stuff she discusses too. Nothing against her and her thoughts, because I have you can always learn something. That's a loud buzz I'm hearing. But you can always learn something from people who, no matter, they may have a lot of different views from you, so that's nothing. It's like she still does her job, right? She still does her job, and she does it very well. So I'm not holding that against her that she doesn't believe in the polarities the way that she used to. Maybe, she's gotten to that point where she's not giving any of her energy or attention, no matter what it is. So that's cool too. So everybody evolves in their own space. But I do recommend that we are not in a space, and I'm not saying that she is, because I didn't look into her energy or even take to heart what she was saying, because I knew that she was coming from a space of, she just, that's where she is, and she ain't got time for whatever it is, right, when it comes to the polarities. But I just want to make sure that I remind you all that it is very important that um, you take things for what they are, but also You are reminded on a regular basis to protect yourself, create strong boundaries, create new limits, and limit those limitations. You know, pray from your heart. You know what I'm saying? Ask that your feet are guided on a regular basis, and you'll know. You'll just have this something ain't right about where I don't think that was the divine. Because Batman and friends really do try to imitate. Oh, I should have looked that up. Batman and friends really do try to imitate the divine man. And it's disheartening because it's the equivalent of, trying to um, somebody trying to do a Picasso rendition and sell it like it's the original. That ain't gonna fool nobody but people who are not Picasso enthusiasts. You might be able to sell a couple of them, bitch, but you won't be able to sell too many. Who? All right. So, Tribe of the Kindred says, home is where the heart is. Give your heart permission to reveal to you the people, places, and activities that feel like home for you. Doesn't it make sense? You're in a phase of transition in your life, casting off that which is not true to your heart in favor of that which really feels like it belongs in your world. Now, we have been going through some huge shifts, haven't we? And it's been very important for us to get very comfortable with being uncomfortable for a second or two. Sometimes the mind resists, thinking that if we let go of too much, we'll be left with nothing, nada, and zilch, right? And that it's better to hold on to it. It's a goddamn lie, even if something isn't right. If it ain't right, you can't make it right. Stop trying to fight what ain't right. Shit ain't right. Okay. This prevents you from being able to find your way home. It's safe to trust your heart as it attracts into your world that which is truly meant for you. Don't block your own blessings, basically. There's a place where you belong. Maybe you found it, or maybe you are still looking. It doesn't matter how long it takes you to find it. What matters is that you believe you deserve a real home for your beautiful heart and that you don't give up until you are there. Sometimes that means leaving what you had once hoped would be your home, perhaps more than once, until you find it in the truest, most meaningful, and enduring way. The quest for intimate, soul deep belonging begins with you, with learning to love and care for yourself and to feel at home within your being. When your heart is ready and divine timing is right, you will attract and increase your soul tribe. The sacred ritual says, place one hand on your heart and say the following invocation aloud. I call upon my kindred soul tribe, my spiritual family, the true home for my heart. May we be blessed to find, recognize, and love each other at the perfect moment in the most beautiful way. It's beautiful. I really like it. All right. So I'm going to send y'all off into the week with that. I appreciate and admire all of you who are really doing the right things for the right reasons and not allowing yourself to be a victim of a stronghold that ain't even your fault. It's something that was brought into this realm for you to experience and overcome. I'm a firm believer in that. Okay. All right. So that's that on that. I'm trying to figure it out. All right. Today's another chill, relaxed day. I'm not about to be pushed, and I advise you not to be pushed. Okay. All right. I love y'all. Go be safe and have fun, honey. Bye.